Well, hello and welcome everyone. My name is Elizabeth Cameron. I am a UNISON member and I'm here to talk to you today and join in your conference. I hope everybody's having a wonderful time so far. I don't know where I'm tabled in this agenda, but we've had a few technical problems trying to get this to you. So in a last-ditch attempt, I'm trying to show how clever I am with technology by getting this on YouTube. So if it works, do let me know. I get brownie points with my young daughter, who is a media expert, but still didn't do this job for me. Anyway, enough said about that. So let's get to it. My first question: who are you and what do you do? I'll start with, yes, my name, I'm Elizabeth Cameron, as I've said. What do I do? I'm currently the child, youth and family worker. I'm still getting used to the title, second day in the job, for All Saints in Whitefield in Manchester. I have been asked to take part in your conference, really, I think by virtue of the role that I have done for the union for many years. I've been about 20 blah blah years involved in Unison, but for the last 8 have been one of your NEC member reps in a female seat. In that period of time, of those 8 years, I've been involved in National Black Members Committee, Disabled Members Committee, Women's Committee, all those national committees. Whilst on the NEC, I was involved in Policy Development and Campaigns Committee, Development and Organisation, a Health and Safety Committee, the Campaign Fund Committee, where I was chair in my last 2 years of being an NEC member. That's what was GPF committee, and in that role I really had the good fortune to support a lot of the self-organised groups in their work, supporting mailers, Caribbean carnivals, pride festivals, I mean, you name it. But most of our regions have benefited from that role, that work, and put bids in. And I was the person at the helm of all that. So, yeah, the layperson, that is, along with a few others. So, yes, other committees. I've lost track. I used to do a lot of work when I was on the NEC. So this year I decided not to stand, a little bit to give way for other people, a little bit because I've had some health things, and also, just the family's expanding and I wanted to be able to spend a bit of time with them. So with a combination of all those factors, it was time to take a bit of a step back, but I miss you guys, so I don't know how long I'll be away for, but we'll see. So what has been the role I most enjoyed? Oh, no. What has been my most enjoyed achievement and why? Well, hands down, it's been a mum. I'm a mother to 4 absolutely stunning women. I mean, they are incredible. They are bright, funny, witty, intelligent. They're my best friends. They're my fiercest what could you call it? Allies, I should say, because they don't always agree with me. They mostly tell me, their opinion about things, but I do welcome that. That's the kind of relationship we have. I kind of have had my children in my late teens, and we've just had a lot of close relationship, I think, due largely to that, plus I didn't really grow up, so which might be a little bit why I do the work I do. So my professional work has been working with children and young people as I worked in children's services for a long time in the local authority I sort of live in here, and I was a children's services manager for a long time, so I've worked across the agendas really. I've worked with disabled people and older people, set up services for user engagement, so I was very interested in user voice and really having services reflect the needs of the people who use those services. So that's largely been my work. And then I went to do that work across children's services and worked with looked after children and next steps projects, so aftercare. And then I finished my work in Salford working for youth services. So I've gone quite a wide gamut. When I left Salford, my work, I was lucky enough to do quite a bit of youth work with different sorts of organisations like NCS, Prince's Trust, where I could use my tutoring experience as well to expand the role I did. But there I would work with young people who were most marginalised, homeless, mental health problems, behavioural difficulties, Asperger's, autism, teenage parents. I don't know. I don't know if I've covered everything there, but what society would consider the most marginalised. But they were what I would say, because that's a bit of a contentious point, and I always defend that really, especially due to my own experience as a young teenager. Things can happen in your life that preclude you not to do so well in education, let's put it that way. So I don't think we know everything. But I would say that certain factors, as they impact on you, are going to mean your life chances are very, very much reduced. So I kind of work with giving people that belief in themselves again and enthusiasm that, they can be who they want to be. I believe we all, given the right opportunities, factors, people believing in us, support. Yes, sometimes it's about finance, but it's not always about finance. It's often about the belief in yourself that helps you fight for things you haven't even got, in order to get those opportunities. So, so that's been my work, my passion. I'm very passionate about equalities as well. So let me get back to the question. So, yes, most enjoyed achievement. Yes, it's being a mum. It's also, I suppose, on a careers level or on another level, it has been, or a much more personal level, it's been getting my degree as a mature student. As I've said, I sort of had my children early, and I missed out on the formal education opportunities, and I did do lots of study, management qualifications and, counselling qualifications and a lot of things through the UNION, but I didn't get that formal degree, and I never felt like I was going to be a real intelligent person until I got it. Of course, that this is nonsense, but within myself and how I thought about myself, that was really important for me, and I did achieve it at Ruskin College, Oxford, an International Labour and Trade Union Studies degree, and I did very well, and it was a wonderful day. All of my children came to the graduation, and it is probably one of the happiest days of my life. Have you experienced any barriers due to race in terms of your career? Well, absolutely, hands down. Now, I must be careful. I don't want any past employers calling me, taking me to court or anything like that. What I would say is I've had a very varied work experience across many different career strands. And I will say that every single one of them has been impacted by race. Everyone. And I think that what I have experienced, some people might find hard to put a label to, but I would definitely say that race is a factor. Just in terms of what I saw around me, I saw when I was trying to become a manager and was in a group of peers who all went for the management qualification. I went for the higher one. I went for business strategic manager, level 5, and I remember seeing my colleagues who'd largely gone for the lesser qualification, all progressed within a 2-year period. They were all in higher tier management roles. I was left behind. No real explanation to that. When they went for heads of services, they literally were almost lifted over into those jobs. Yes, they did interviews, but it was pretty much set who would be slotted into each position, but I wasn't slotted in. And yeah, there was never really any good reason why. And this would be the sort of experience I saw across the board. As I was an assistant branch secretary for UNISON in that city, I saw a lot of people complaining of circumstances where they would be more qualified than the people above them and actually be asked to train those people. And I've had that experience as well. So I'm being careful just because I think that's wise. Not to put that to any particular employer or any particular employment circumstance. But I would say absolutely yes, it's been about my progression through the workforce. I definitely reached a level where people said, she's gone far enough. I stopped being offered the training. I found myself having to take these things to management all the time, appraisals, one-to-ones, I would be recording all the information, and I still never got the progress. And the more that I complained about it, the more unpopular I became. And, I don't think my story was unique. It's one of the reasons why I became an NEC Black Members Rep, is that I hope that would be something that I would be able to add. I would be able to not necessarily rectify, but bring awareness of in that role. And although I did that, I didn't really see the progress that I would have liked to see. And it's an ongoing issue. And I think it's one that people need to continue to campaign about. So what do I feel has helped me through those barriers? Undoubtedly, my role, my experience and knowledge that I gained through the trade union movement. I owe Unison a great deal in terms of the opportunities it's afforded me. The different training that made me feel like I still was somebody and could succeed and could take on a lead role, and these areas of responsibility that the workplace was trying to say I need to prove I can do, I'd done and surpassed in Unison. So that's really a wonderful thing, and that helped me massively. I don't know if it wholly helped me get over the barriers. It helped me to cope with what was going on. I don't think there is anything that helps you to get over the barriers. I wrote about this in my degree, really, in my own dissertation, but I think it's a societal issue. I don't think it's just in one place. I think what happens in the workplace happens in the communities and vice versa. We're not apart from those experiences. It's all of our lives. So the last question, and I'm sure I've spoken too long and we'll have to cut this down, but it says, what piece of advice would I give to staff relating to success? Okay. What one piece of advice would I give to staff relating to success? Yeah, training. I think you should take all the training opportunities that you're offered, but also, Unison is such a good training ground, a great training ground for the political sphere, a great training ground for seeing what you can become. As I say, that helped me to realise that I wasn't dumb, stupid. I could still progress. All these things that employers seem to find questionable. I would try those things in a Unison context and just surpass everything that I thought was possible, including becoming, going to the top of the union. You learn campaigning skills, negotiation skills, chairing skills. I mean, it's just too many to mention, really. And, I do say thank you to Unison for that. I also would want to say to people, you should do something voluntary. We often minimise the work that we do on a voluntary level, whether that be in your church or helping women's groups. I did work with rape crisis centres. My work within rape crisis centres and domestic violence helplines is why I took my counselling qualifications, part-time, of course, as I've always been working full-time. But, do something for nothing. And what has really helped me, it's God. I have God front, back and centre of my life. My faith is very important to me, and I have needed that when literally everything else around me has failed, So that's it. That's me. Have a wonderful conference. I hope this isn't too long. I hope it's useful to you. And I look forward to seeing you in Nottingham soon. Bye.